I mean, in the end, it's going to work out because if we follow God, we're all going to end up in heaven. So that's how it'll work out. And I'm sure you could be used on a more micro scale too, as far as that's probably what it might have been what the verse is intended for. But either way, God can work things out here on earth, and in the end, even if life on earth doesn't turn out well, it'll work out in eternity.
I think the context in that verse is Paul's talking about sufferings in this present time and how essentially despite sufferings, the end goal is worth it. And well, just looking back earlier in the chapter, maybe a side note. Verse 18, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the anxious longing of the creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God." So it's just, yes, there's suffering right now, but it's not going to last.
Yeah,
and it's not comparable to the after suffering.
Yeah, we could look at this mathematically. How about?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so let's imagine a scenario where we're through, let's say, 5 years of suffering. What is that compared to eternity of glory? What's the equation there?
It probably involves math that I don't know.
Well, it doesn't involve math because it's not a math problem. But I think it's just a cool way to think about it because as humans, we like to use logic. But that's 5 years of suffering versus eternity in heaven. That's off the scales. That's out of our comprehension. And so, basically what I'm saying is no matter what happens to you on earth, you can't even compare it. It's not even on the same scale as what the goodness
there stops being a scale once you start considering infinity as a number.
Yeah.
Because you can't compare to infinity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the suffering on earth is on a different, can't even compare to the goodness of heaven because the goodness of heaven it left the scale and it's off the scale, basically.
Yeah.
It doesn't
through the roof, off the scale.
Yeah.
Much through the roof.
So, yeah, it's as if we look at it logically, it's not even a comparison. So, no matter how bad it is here on Earth, can't even compare.
And so we can either choose to try to make this Earth as good as we possibly can and to eliminate poverty and everything, or we can work towards the next one where we will actually be able to live in a perfect world, whereas here it's unachievable. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that we should ignore the poor. But
yeah, there's a good way to go about it, and I think if Christians if we were to be good at converting people to Christ, that would also help with things in this world. But but even more importantly, it would serve a higher purpose first.
Mm-hmm.
Converting or sharing the gospel it does both, but it serves your main purpose first. Because if you think about it, if there's a higher percentage of Christians in this world, all the bad things would start to diminish.
Mm-hmm.
But that would just be the side effect of the main point or
right.
the main purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if you were to look at it as far as how to help this world, that's still your best bet.
Radio.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. This clip came from an episode of our podcast, which we will have a link in the description below for you to watch the full thing, see more discussion about this topic and other topics.